Zalmayev is a director at the Eurasia Democracy Initiative and joins us now from Kiev. Peter, always a pleasure to have you on. Give us some background here. Give us some historical perspective. How much has Belarus moved on from the days of the Soviet Union in terms of secret police, intimidating citizens and controlling people the way the Soviets used to do?
Well, considering that Lukashenko came to power in 1994, essentially, Belarus had a very short period from late 80s to early 90s to enjoy perestroika, enjoy new winds of democratic change. And so in 94, it went back to pretty much Soviet ways of doing things. And for the last quarter of a century, Belarus has been kind of an odd man out, even compared to other Soviet states in the European part of the continent, like Moldova, Ukraine, and it's no surprise that Belarus has been known all these years, and Lukashenko has been known as the last dictator of Europe. And right now, what we're seeing is a true awakening of the Belarusian people who are protesting this state of affairs. They're tired of the old dictator. They're not ideologically inclined to necessarily be pro-European or anti-Russia. They just want change in their country. They want new leadership.
Only the Vatican City, Pitcairn Islands, and Montserrat have more per capita police officers than Belarus. Belarus apparently has 1,442 police officers per 100,000 people. Do you see any indication that the security forces, including those police officers, might, at some stage in the near future, turn around to Lukashenko and say, after 26 years, we're not going to do this anymore?
Very good question, and a big unknown. So far, they've held strong. There have been very few defections on the part of the security services. They have held firm to their loyalty to Lukashenko. And I believe that at least temporarily, in light of his recent visit, yesterday's meeting with Vladimir Putin in Sochi, I think they've been reassured that Moscow will, at least for the foreseeable future, be providing its backing, political, economic, and possibly military. I would not get my hopes up if I were Belarusian opposition that these defections will turn into a veritable wave. For now, Lukashenko has been given a new lease on life, but that is not to say that Russia considers him as a legitimate president of Belarus for longer than a very, I think, short period of time, for as long as the uprising quiets down, so that Putin can consider new candidates to replace Lukashenko.
Yeah, it's interesting you put it like that, Peter. While we wait to see what the OSCE comes up with in terms of its investigations, we will wait to see what the UN Human Rights Council comes up with during its emergency debate this Friday. What do you make of Lukashenko's promise, or maybe not quite a promise, but his proposal to possibly change some elements of the constitution, which seems to have Vladimir Putin's backing?
Well, I think it's a play for time, both for Putin and for Lukashenko. Lukashenko is a very wily and cunning political operator. He understands that he's lost legitimacy on with pretty much every segment of the population. He's lost the city, he's lost the village, industrial workers, farmers alike, and there's no going back. That is kind of a unanimous opinion, even shared by, Mr. Lavrov, who is Russia's foreign minister. And he actually put it this way the other day, that, you have overstayed your welcome, were his words to Mr. Lukashenko. But I think the strategy for Lukashenko and for Putin is to prevent a display of the street justice, so to speak, to save face and prevent yet another sort of street uprising, the likes modeled on the Orange Revolution in Ukraine in 2004 and the Euromaidan in 2014. They want to avoid it like the plague. Putin wants guarantees that Belarus will not drift towards Europe, towards the EU or NATO. And so they are waiting for the uprising to quiet down so that they can engage in consultations as to who will replace Lukashenko. The word is that at most he has about 1 year, after which Moscow will be considering a replacement.
Peter, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Peter Zalmayev speaking to us from Kiev.